Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. G Topo here. Welcome back to Being a Fine Figure. And today we have yet another G.I. Joe Classified series. This time it's a series from 2021, Storm Shadow, which I had initially passed on because I wasn't really collecting G.I. Joes at the time. I remember I got the first two or three figures in the series, but I decided to not get into it, and I ended up getting rid of them. And then, of course, they keep coming out with all these more figures and more figures. Especially, they came up with favorites of mine growing up, like Shipwreck and Spirit, and Bazooka, Dusty, and all these other figures. And I was like, first I was just gonna dabble, just gonna get the favorite figures of mine growing up. I wasn't gonna go too crazy of it. And well, to make a long story short, it is getting out of hand. Especially the more reveals, the more figures I get. And another thing I promised I wasn't gonna do, I promised I wasn't gonna get into Cobra, because yeah, I had a few characters I like here and there, but I was stuck on Shipwreck and Outback, especially Outback, which was my favorite. So I was like, I'm just gonna stick to the Joes. Not worried too much about Cobra. Then they came up with Serana. Then they came up with the Crimson Twins. And next thing you know, I've got myself, a Python Viper. And then, now I have Storm Shadow. Recently, I picked up this one, which the video will be coming soon. A Cobra Officer. And soon this one also, a Crimson Guard. And one that just arrived today, which will be also coming soon, the Cobra Viper Officer and the Viper's build pack. So what? Don't judge me. And of course, all these figures came by way of Nerdzoic toys. So I would suggest you take a look, check them out. They are great. They're competitive. They got some good deals on it, and their shipping is extremely super fast. Every time I order my toys, 3-4 days later, I get them. I mean, they package them well. They take care of them. If you have any questions, they answer them right away. So I will have a link to their website down in the comments below. But, check out Matt and Anna, because they are phenomenal and they take care of their customers. But without further ado, we are going to unbox quickly, go over, because I know by now you've all seen this 1,000 times. This is just my thought of it. Of course, it is Storm Shadow, which is a favorite. I like Storm Shadow going up. I enjoy his fights and his duels with Spirit and Quick Kick. Snake Eyes, yeah, I know they made it more recently in the movies, how they have the rivalry going on, but I was more of his fights with Spirits were the best, so in the cartoons. So I am going to open this up, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have Storm Shadow out of the packaging, and I am more than a little bit upset. Now, one of the other reasons why I didn't really get into continuing the G.I. Joe Classified series back when they first came out was because they were a little bit hard to see and get on in my area where I live. It's just that the Walmarts and Targets are terrible. They're always bare. I mean, if you don't catch them at the right time, you don't come across these figures. G.I. Joe figures usually only has maybe one or two of the same thing, usually like bats or whatever. Regular character figures are really hard to get. And, I just didn't want to deal with the hassle and stuff. So, I waited this long. Getting into the collection now, I got so many of them. Put in my first order for Storm Shadow. Finally got it. Was so happy with it. And before I even get into the accessories and all of it, and I mean, you get my opinion on the accessories and stuff, I am a little bummed. I'm a little bit more than pissed, because they gave me 2 left feet on it. And that, I mean, it is so noticeable. It is, oh my God. I hate to now reach. I mean, there's just no way to fix these. I mean, that's just my God, talk about QC issues. So now I'm gonna have to reach out to Big Nerdy and have him go over one of the figures. And at this point, don't care if he opens it up to check it out, and make sure that I have a left and a right foot on the next figure, because I mean, it might not seem like a big deal to some people, but if you're a collector and you display them, man, you know it's there. Some people might not notice it or not think it's a big deal, but we know, it's gonna bother me, and that is terrible. I mean, it's terrible. And where the right foot's supposed to be, that's even worse. It curves even more than the other one. So, all right. Anyway, let's go. Let's get this over with really quick. Nice version of it. Other than that, the white on the uniform, it's not. I mean, it's in some areas you can see notice a difference in the tone of it. So I don't know. Is it because it's been in the packaging for 2 years? And the white is starting to, have some damage to the painting. I mean, it's kind of off. I mean, I notice it because I'm looking at it. I know it might be hard to see it on camera, but I mean, the detail of the figure is great. I mean, the face, the eyes has a nice detail of it, considering it's 2 years old. I know they've gotten a little better. I mean, you can notice his scar in the eye there, or what looks like a scar, so I'm hoping it's a scar. The details of the ear under the hood, I mean, it's not bad. Nice details. Got the swivel arm, swivel bicep, forearm. I do hate when this happens. Like, they cut off the joint, but yet they don't either touch it up or, make it so it's not so noticeable on both of them. So I know they've gotten better with that, but once in a while you get a figure with that, and it's just annoying. The belt kind of swivels up. It does have the little port there for the belt. I guess since, he's a black belt, it sticks out for the tassel. Man, that is terrible. I'm like really upset right now. I know it's a figure, but still, I mean, come on. Come on. They need better quality control. How can they not notice that? But, let's put it together. I guess it goes in the back, which it's kind of weird. I mean, does it go in the back, or does it swivel up the front or on the side? Looks better on the side, I guess. I mean, I like the dragon there, the little ninja stars there. Oh, that they come out. I mean, it looks really good. The paint kind of carry over onto the strap of the belt. It's still not bad. I guess it does go there. I don't know. I can't tell where the buckle is. Oh, maybe that is the buckle. Maybe that's it. I mean, why would you tie it in your butt? Anyway, you can see the painted there. Since it's initially black, it's starting to fade on it. Again, I don't know if it's because it's been so long in the packaging, because it is from 2021, but I mean, it's fairly new for any paint to be rubbing off. I do like the tape detail on the wrist, and looks worn, and man, that fucking foot. And then of course it comes with the arrow bucket there, the arrows, and for his 2 swords. I mean, they kind of remind me of knives because they're just too short. One of them is too short. But I do like the bow, and I do like the fact that you have a loose one. I mean, you need to have a loose one, and it does have a spot for you to put it in there so you don't lose it. And of course it does have, let me put it backwards here. It does have a spot, yes I did. It does have a spot for you to plug into the bow so it doesn't fall off. And of course it does have for his swords there. And of course, this is a nice touch. I like the hood there. I mean, you have to put it in there first. Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's a nice touch where you can add a hooded version of him. Again, this figure is old, so I wasn't gonna dwell too much. I just wanted to open it up and give him a opinion on it. It's a really nice figure. I've seen over and over again the movie version. It's clearance now. Pretty much nobody wants it. And in this version of it, it's the definitive one. I think this is a great Storm Shadow. Besides the feet, that really is upsetting. Man, if it was an easy fix, I wouldn't mind, but it is just terrible. My God, I can't believe I'm gonna have to go out and get another one. That is terrible. Anyway, if anybody out there knows how to fix that, please put it in the comments. Let me know before I reach out to Matt and Anna and see if I can. They can go over one and make sure I don't get another one the same. But again, as I said initially, all right, let's move past this. As I said initially on the at the top of the video, that I wasn't really gonna collect any Cobras. Just wanted to stick to my favorite GI Joes, but there's so many great figures, and especially the Cobra figures. Their Hasbro team is sticking it. They're really, really nailing the eels and the snow serpents, and Serpentos, which I missed out. And last time they had it in, I went in there. By the time I hit the checkout, they were sold out. Dr. Mindbender. They're nailing it with the villains. I do want an updated hoodie Cobra Commander. I don't know why they don't. That's it. That will be it. That's what we need. But let's match them up again. These are two of my favorite dueling fighting guys growing up. Storm Shadow and Spirit. Their battles were classic. I can't wait for Quick Kick. I know it's coming. That was another version. I can't wait to see that figure out. And of course, the newer, younger fellas, and no more of the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow feuds. The movies now recently just automatically puts them both to fight. But I can't wait to, if they ever come up with a better G.I. Joe movie franchise with better characters, that we actually see Spirit and taking on Storm Shadow and not rewrite the history of them. And as Storm Shadow is added to my collection, and then it adds up to all the recent G.I. Joe figures. I know the Crimson Twins. There might be a possible leak for the Comic-Con of the red suit, which I think is awesome, with the Baroness. I haven't been able to pick up a Baroness. I know they're out there, so I'm keeping an eye on it hopefully on the Walmarts, where I'll be able to catch it. Of course, this one was my first soldier, the Cobra Trooper there, and of course Serana. So it'll keep growing. Like as you saw, I've got more guards and officers and Cobra officers coming, adding to the collection. So stay tuned, because those videos are coming, and hopefully the expansion whole shelf of the G.I. Joe will be set in motion with the Cobra shelf, and I'll sooner or later put it up for display once I get everything organized the way I want it. So as always, guys, thank you for tuning in. Give me your comments. Let me know if anybody out there has ever gotten two left-footed figures, and how did they solve their problem. And in the meantime, thank you for stopping by. Continue to take care of each other. Continue to be a fine figure. And as always, I will see you later.